Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining part number 19 of the English reading of the Holy Quran translation by Abdullah, Yusuf, A'lee. Sorry, I just went off the fan. I apologize for that. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Who can describe the nature of God, the living, the eternal? His throne extends over worlds and worlds that no imagination can compass. His truth is clear as daylight. How can compulsion advance religion? The keys of life and death and the mysteries of everything around us are in His hands. Our duty then is to seek the path of goodness, kindness, upright conduct and charity. To grasp at no advantage from a brother's need, to stand by the word that is pledged, to bear true witness, and remove all cause of misunderstandings in our dealings as between man and man. O you who believe, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O you who believe, spend out of the bounties we have provided for you before the day comes when no bargaining will avail, nor friendship, nor intercession. Those who reject faith, they are the wrongdoers. God, there is no God but He. Allahu la ilaha illahu. God, there is no God but He. This is Ayatul Kursi, the most powerful verse of the Quran. Ayatul Kursi. Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyu al-qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fi as-samawati wa ma fi al-ard man dhal ladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi-idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yuhituna bi shay'in min ilmihi illa bima sha'a wasi'a kursiyyuhu as-samawati wal-ard wa la ya'udu hifdhuhuma wa huwal aliyyul azim. God, there is no God but He, the living, the self-subsisting, the eternal. No slumber can seize Him, nor sleep. He is all things in the heavens and on earth. Who is there can intercede in His presence, except as He permitteth? He knoweth what appeareth to His creatures, as before or after, or behind them, nor shall they compass aught of His knowledge, except as He wills. His throne doth extend over the heavens and the earth, and He feeleth no fatigue in guarding and preserving them. For He is the Most High, the Supreme in glory. Alhamdulillah, what a magnificent verse, the most powerful verse in the entire Quran. Chapter 2, verse 255. Now look at this very important point. After this very, very powerful verse, look at the next point. La ikra fid din. Let there be no compulsion in religion. La ikra fid din. Let there be no compulsion in religion. La ikra fid din. Let there be no compulsion in religion. So this clearly states that Islam was not spread by the sword, as what some ignorant people mention, or some mischief makers. You cannot put a gun to someone's head and say, become a Muslim. To worship or to believe in your Creator is an act of love. You cannot force someone to love. You cannot force someone to follow a religion. You cannot force someone to marry someone else who they do not love, nor can you force someone to vote for a political party. So this verse makes it very, very clear. Let there be no compulsion in religion. Truth stands out clear from error. Whoever rejects evil and believes in God hath grasped the most trustworthy handhold that never breaks, and God heareth and knoweth all things. God is the protector of those who have faith. From the depths of darkness He will lead them forth into light. Of those who reject faith, the patrons are the evil ones. From light they will lead them forth into the depths of darkness. They will be companions of the fire, to dwell therein forever. Hast thou not turned thy vision to one who disputed with Abraham about his Lord, because God had granted him power? Abraham said, My Lord is he who giveth life and death. He said, I give life and death. Said Abraham, But it is God that causes the sun to rise from the east. Do thou then cause him to rise from the west? Thus was he confounded who in arrogance rejected faith, nor does God give guidance to a people unjust. Or take the similitude of one who passed by a hamlet all in ruins to its roofs. He said, Oh, how shall God bring it ever to life after this its death? But God caused him to die for 100 years, then raised him up again. He said, How long did thou tarry thus? He said, Perhaps a day or part of a day. He said, Nay, thou hast tarried thus 100 years. But look at thy food and thy drink. They show no signs of age. And look at thy donkey, and that we may make of thee a sign unto the people. Look further at the bones, how we bring them together and clothe them with flesh. When this was clearly shown to him, he said, I know that God hath power over all things. Behold, Abraham said, My Lord, show me how thou givest life to the dead. He said, Dost thou not then believe? He said, Yea, but to satisfy my own understanding. He said, Take 4 birds, tame them to turn to thee, put a portion of them on every hill, and call to them. They will come to thee flying with speed. Then know that God is exalted in power, wise. Join me in the next episode, which is part number 19, as we continue in Surah Al-Baqarah, which is chapter number 2 of the Holy Quran. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.